Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I'm your host, John Keane. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. Ask that you please add, follow, and check us out, www.thebestdampodcast.tv. Follow me, Instagram, Best Damn Podcast, Twitter, The Real Best Damn, and wherever you're watching from, make sure to hit the like, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share this link. Get it out there, spread it far and wide, the way new people can find us and see. Also, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell to get all the notifications, and join the Best Damn fam so you can get access to our exclusive private content or book your own personal tarot reading, astrology report, or personal soul profile. The links and information is in the description box down below. Today we're going to be talking a little astrology. We're going to be talking about the Scorpio solar eclipse coming up on the 25th of this month. This is going to be huge, right? We have two eclipses, coming back to back. This is right off of the back of the full moon in Aries. And this is really, forcing us to ask ourselves the tough questions when it comes to our lives, our lifestyles, reflecting back on our past, kind of the deeper hidden things about ourselves, and also look at our relationships, the dynamics within our relationships, and what's healthy and what serves us in our life and what does not. So I wrote down a few of the things that we're going to go over today. And, one of the first things I want to talk about is, are we truly happy where we're at in life, right? We know that coming off of the back of Virgo season, we have this incredible opportunity to get really meticulous and start to organize the things that we're trying to create or manifest. Then as we went into Libra season, it brought us this exponential chance for growth because it gave us the opportunity to bring things that we were organizing, kind of getting together, right, going through with a fine-tooth comb into balance, realignment, bringing a harmonious, aspect to our world, which is especially beneficial when it comes to our love relationships. While we know that the moon, when it aspects Libra or Aries, that creates the most changes when it comes to relationships, relationship status, relationships end the most when the moon is aspected in Libra or Aries. So we have this full moon in Aries during Libra season. Very obviously, that's what it's all about, right? Is our relationships, our love relationships, and this is bringing about big change. We know that Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, right? So it's the start of the zodiacal year. The astrological year, right? And it represents new beginnings, new starts. It's also in more kind of emotionally immature energy as well. It does have toxic traits like controlling, obsessiveness. It can be kind of impulsive, but it's also, very passionate and about fighting for what you love, what you care about, right? And this is a great chance when it comes to creating and shaping patterns in our life to, better suit our health, to have better health, to create an opportunity for healing from past traumas, soul wounds, emotional scars, as well as to really get our love lives in order and to recognize where there are endings within our life and relationships where things that don't work or haven't been working for a while, and really taking a step back from those, taking a break from those, or just putting an end to the connection altogether, right? And also creating new beginnings, right? And whether it's, reconciliation and a start by changing your behaviors or changing the way that you react to things or just changing your patterns in general, or it's something totally new and fresh, right? This is the time where everything is blossoming and becoming manifestable, and it's making us feel like everything is kind of falling into place, that, we got this type shit. We can really bring our lives to a place that we're happy with and we're comfortable with, whether it be our jobs and our careers, or we're starting new career projects, new jobs, right? Taking on more than one thing, right? And that Aries energy brings that confidence. It's like says, I can take on another bill, or I can overcome this obstacle, or I can push through, and get things done. It's all about action. So it's all about our words having a bigger impact on our lives, right? And the things that we say having a more profound effect on our reality as well, right? But it's also about taking the action or the steps to action necessary, right, to create the changes that we need to have a healthier, more balanced, more positive, more productive life. Now we know that Mercury was just in retrograde, right, which caused a lot of confusion and twist ups, mix ups when it comes to communications, right, and the way that we communicate with each other, right, as well as it being in the darker aspects. It's now went direct, right, and we see kind of that as it's been in retrograde, and it's been kind of doing the digging, right? The messenger of the gods, digging up the knowledge necessary to make the decisions that we needed to make or we need to make going forward. We know anytime we get into eclipse season, it brings chaos, right? Things are, kind of unpredictable, right? And they get shaken up a lot. Things can hit you just out of left field. But with this full moon, this is the opportunity for us to kind of brace for impact and prepare for the chaos of these eclipses, especially pertaining to Scorpio. Scorpio, that it does represent regeneration, transformation, right? The phoenix, but it also represents the deep, dark, emotional side of us, or the occult or hidden things within our lives, the things that are taboo, the things that we don't talk about, the things that are deep beneath the surface, right? And it gives us an opportunity to actually bring that to the surface, to look at that, and really offers a chance to explore our own sexual nature, our sexuality, the sexual dynamics within relationships, right? And to really look at the traumas and the darkness that we have within, and an opportunity to transmute that, to transfigure that into something positive. So, are we truly happy where we're at in life? This is a question I feel like we're all asking ourselves at this time. And Aries giving us the opportunity to take action to make sure that we are happy, right? Scorpio offering the opportunity for the transformation into that happiness. So this is a big time for integration. And with Pluto coming direct, taking all the information that Mercury gathered, it's bringing it all to the light, right? The Lord of the underworld is saying, like, here it is, right? Whether you like it or not, good or bad, no matter what it looks like in what area of your life, right? This is it, right? It's putting it on a silver platter for you to recognize what needs to change, for you to recognize the path forward, right? The path to illumination. Do we feel fulfilled, right? Are we feeling fulfilled? And this can be in a number of ways. This is why there's such big change at this time, because, a lot of people are feeling unfulfilled, right? And that lack mentality isn't going to serve us going forward. We know that if there's one thing about post-COVID-19 going into the Aquarian age, is that there are no shortcuts energetically, right? A lot of people have started to thrive in this era, in this new energetic space that we're in, this new age, because they are doing things the right way, right? They're doing the work, right? They're understanding the fabric of reality and the way that the stars influence our everyday life, and that, everything results from consciousness, right? And it's up to us to essentially steer the ship, right, on the waters of life and the direction we want to go. And we do that by having, the right thoughts, the wisdom and understanding of things, and having control over our emotions and how we react or do not react, and making sure we do react and behave in positive, healthy ways, right? And then taking the action or the steps necessary, right, to bring about what it is we're trying to attract or we're trying to manifest, right? And really just allowing, right? Allowing, almost submitting to the energy and not trying to fight against the waves or the tide, so to speak, of the celestial energies, but going with them, right? Going with them. And that's what's going to take us to success. That's what the new normal or the new age is really all about. are our needs being met, right? Our essential needs. I feel like this time is also, about our basic essential needs. We see all the aspects with Taurus. It's, about luxury, home life, right? In the South Node, and this is giving us an opportunity to look at like just simple things like food, clothes, right? Like, are we comfortable? Is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Are we receiving back the energy and the love that we are giving out within our relationships, right? Are we getting out of something what we're putting in? And I feel like if you've been in a situation, a relationship, or a job, any type of scenario where you haven't been receiving that energy back, right? And we're also getting a new understanding of what that energy means too, right? It's not like, are they giving me money back, or are they buying me things, or, are they doing this or are they doing that? It's about the energetic exchange, and people are starting to understand that now. They're like, wow, a person's value isn't based on the external and what we can do externally, right? It's about, am I getting back the amount of spiritual energy, right? Of conscious focus that I'm putting into this relationship and this dynamic, right? And it's leaving us feeling like a little bit less when we're not, and off balance, right? Because we're overgiving or have been overgiving. And a lot of people in the spiritual community, I feel like, do this the most, right? Anytime you have like an empath or somebody who's incredibly empathetic, they're like a natural giver, or, service to others oriented. So they tend to want to overgive to situations, and we're having to learn how to kind of pull back, right? Withdraw, and to make sure that we're not depositing more than we're getting back out of it, right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And are we comfortable, with our sexuality? Are we comfortable with intimacy, right? Scorpio brings up a lot of these issues, exploring sexuality, healthy sexuality, right? What does that mean to each of us individually? This is a big time with big energy, and it's all about big endings, right? Relationships, marriages, friendships, jobs, all of these things. It's about setting new intentions, right? Starting a clean slate. Wiping the slate clean and saying, okay, this is a brand new me, a brand new start, a brand new relationship, right? Brand new, brand new, brand new. This is also bringing like that wild card or crazy energy, because it's so chaotic when we enter into eclipse season. Like I said, a lot of wrenches could be thrown in things, a lot of curveballs. People could take, these energies and become extremely impulsive, or, do things that are really, unbecoming. So it's very important at this time to be centered on your moral center, like where are you focused, morally, and what are your values, right? And whatever your values are and your moral beliefs, holding on to those and not allowing yourself to get carried away with the way that you react to something, not allowing yourself to fall, victim to being impulsive, right? And doing things that you'll regret later, right? It's just how karma works, right? Whatever we put in, we're going to receive back. This is reaping what you sow. And like in a time like this with the Scorpio energy, it dealing with sexuality, dark, hidden, taboo things, on top of the Aries impulsive energy, it could be, a recipe for disaster for some of us, right? If we're not taking it seriously and we're not being incredibly intentional, especially with Venus being hidden by the sun right now. The sweeter things are just not available to us at this moment, or not like they would be normally. Some people could be getting married, engaged, deciding to expand their family, starting new jobs, but it always relates to our passion, our desire, our sexuality. Right? Change, transformation, our intuition. This is the rebirth process, right? Learning to tap in, to tune in to our spiritual selves, our intuition, our consciousness, and really connect with the wholeness of the collective, of the all. This brings opportunity through crisis as well. So you can see governments of the world capitalize on this shit. And if you watch the channel, you watch the content, we talk about this all the time, right? Never let a good crisis go to waste. And we see shit being hyped up right now, with Putin and Russia and, China and Biden and the green agenda and all of these things. It's being hyped up, and the new normal and the new sickness and, the uncertainty of the market and the dollar. And it's like, This is what we're talking about. This is, bringing this on. And you could even see things get a little bit more hectic as we go into the 25th, get closer to the 25th. But you'll be feeling the eclipse energy about 2 weeks prior and even 2 weeks after. And like I said, another eclipse following at the very beginning of November, plus this full moon in Aries, right? It's a perfect recipe for things like events, or staged events or things like that to take place and be used for, systems of control and, to influence people through media manipulation, a lot of that. So it's something to watch out for. A lot of us at this time will have a heightened sensitivity spiritually and be far more receptive to spiritual messages as well. This brings opportunity, to our lives in a multitude of ways, and it's through what we're willing to release. What are we willing to release, right? By releasing things, we then create the space within our lives to actually attract in something new, right? You ever notice if you're like seeking love or whatever, right? Like you can't truly bring in that complete love, right? That healthy love until you yourself are in a healthy state, until you yourself are not holding on to anyone or anything of the past. Only then can you really attract something that's really special and something that's really positive, balanced, and healthy, right? And when we create energy for imbalance and chaos, that's exactly what we're telling the universe that we want, right? So that's exactly what we receive, right, is chaos and imbalance. So we have to look at ourselves like what we need to do to, release these things. This is about detoxing physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. What do we need to purge from our lives to make our lives better, to make our lives healthier, to make our lives more productive, and to add to our spiritual growth, our spiritual selves. The hidden or secretive eclipse, this, like I said, this is around our resources. This is around sex, right? Which is building to the full moon in Scorpio. Sex, passion, desire, taxes, money, loans, finances, and challenges to our security and challenges to our resources. We're going to be looking at all of these things as we near the eclipse. And it's going to feel like essentially the rug's pulled out from underneath us energetically, right? Like a lot of people are not going to know what hit them. A lot of people are not going to know, where did this come from? How did my life change so drastically in such a short period of time? Or, what, if you're not paying attention to the energies, you're going to be drowning, right? You're going to be like, why the fuck am I over my head in all this, So if you're not doing the healing, doing the work that's necessary, and you're not conscious of what's kind of going on, the heavenly traffic, right? And how that it affects you, then, you may end up getting lost in the sauce. You may end up swept up with the tide. So it's important for us right now to be incredibly aware of how these things affect us and how we can utilize it to, propel us forward or to transmute it and turn the negative aspects into the positive, right? Strong passion, bringing things to the light. And we're bringing these things to the light in order for us to have more pleasure in our lives, right? In order for us to have more pleasure, more stability. A lot of us, too, by letting go of, the games, the toxicity, just that alone is going to stimulate us in a multitude of ways to want to do more healthy things like meditate, go outside, walk, exercise, right? Do things that are healthy for the mind, body, spirit, and soul. Eat healthy, reading more, things like that. Also, the taboo topics for sex and pleasure. This is the values, what we'll pay for, right? What's worth paying for, and we know what that relates to, right? And a lot of people, have seen sex in that way, especially in the older epoch, right? That it's that energetic exchange is like, and I feel like a lot of us are going to be forced with that. Like, is money worth that exchange, or do we want something deeper? Right? Something more meaningful. So instead of trying to buy the affection of our partners or buy our partners, right? Or buy that type of pleasure into our lives, with our money, our resources, and the physical, I feel like more people are going to try to attract that by their real deeper essence, right? And get more out of it, a deeper connection out of it, and do it on a soul level, right? And they say like your where attention goes, energy flows, right? So if we're putting our focus and attention in the right places and on the right people, I feel like that's making a good investment, not only in ourselves and in others, but in our own happiness, especially our mutual and shared happiness when it comes to partnerships and relationships. This should also be about scandals as well. We know that a lot of, like I said, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, sometimes brings bad news. He's doing all the digging. Pluto going direct, bringing it to the light. We also have Mars, going retrograde, and Gemini. We got a lot of different things actually happening. Venus being hidden by the sun, Mercury ahead of the sun right now. This is going to bring about a lot of scandals with the Scorpio solar eclipse. Hey, what can you say? Like sometimes, and I feel like in time, all things are brought to the light, and we're starting to understand that as well. So a lot of us that have done things that we're not too proud of, or done things that we're trying to hide from ourselves, our partner, the world, whatever, right? Like we will be forced to deal with that as well and see the repercussions and see the consequences of those type of actions and those type of decisions, which is either going to steer or guide us into not making poor decisions, right? Or not being so impulsive, not being so reactive, or, it could push people further down the rabbit hole, and put them into the downward spiral. And some people may just find that, they get their pleasure out of those things. Like it's all dependent upon you energetically, like in what you feel you need for your life. But I promise you, if you continue to go against the grain and go against, right, the flow of the energy, it's going to continue to pound you like it has all year long. This energy this year has been intense. Astrologically, I've never been pounded so hard energetically in my life as I have this year, right? And I feel like it's shaping us and molding us for this new cycle, right? So we're being prepared consciously and energetically for a new cycle, a new normal, a new way of life, right? And a new understanding of how we obtain things, how we, maintenance and maintain things that go, including relationships, right? And, how we can truly express ourselves in healthy, positive, creative ways. And those who aren't true to themselves, I don't feel like will have a lot of luck when it comes to, how they're going to do, as far as this kind of new Aquarian age, right? Like if you're not finding a way or to creatively express yourself or healthy outlets and creating healthy dynamics in relationships and making sure that, your life is reflective of you, right? And who you are, and that things are in alignment with what you truly desire, and seeking fulfillment instead of, external, keeping up with the Joneses, right? Or doing things for looks, right? Because all of the fake bullshit is being deflated, right? It's being deflated. People want real. They want substance. And I feel like that's a trend that's only going to continue, and it's going to come down more and more. We'll see the power structure continue to clench tighter and tighter, and try to constrict more and more. And some people are going to, they're going to be corralled into that paradigm, right? That system of control, right? That technocracy that's being created right now, in real time. And a lot of people are going to be funneled into that. Those who don't learn and try to cling on to the old world and the old way of thinking and the old energy shifts, right? Those people are going to fall victim to this system, but they're going to realize, just like, the system itself will, that it's actually about the person, the individual. And the power within an individual lies within their own creative uniqueness and their ability to express that to the world around them, and their ability to connect with other people, right, through their own individual uniqueness. And I feel like that's where our power is. That's where our power is going to be. And that's what this whole rising from the ashes. Scorpio energy is about its regeneration. It's about death, and there could be a big theme with physical death as well, but it's more of a spiritual, energetic death that's taking place, and into cycles, right, and into karmic cycles, and into ways of our life that are no longer healthy, or ways of our life that we've kind of hidden and haven't been able to look at or bring to the forefront, right? We're now going to bring out to open. We're going to say, hey, this is me. This is who I am, right? This is what I'm into. This is, I get pleasure from this. I have, achievements from this. I make my money from this. There's going to be no shame in people's game anymore, or there shouldn't be, right? It's going to be all about embracing who you are, being in your power, right, and projecting that, outwardly, and creating a world that's compatible with who you truly are on the inside. We do know that the eclipse will also be conjunct Uranus opposite Mercury. This more relational issues, revelation, tempted to stray energy, right, or to be unfaithful, restless, dishonest, negative, right? These are all the negative aspects that it could bring out, and that we're going to learn that love is not a possession. People are not our possessions. Love is a gift, right? Love is a gift, and love is a wave, right, that you ride. It's like you can hop off that wave any fucking time you want. It's like all truly up to you, right? And whether or not you're willing to pick and choose your battles, pick and choose your moments, right? And you got to be able to really accept that in order to have love, you have to give love, right? And there's a give and take dynamic too. It's going to be, the past versus the present versus the future. And a lot of people are going to be challenged to look at like, okay, have I let go of my past? How was I doing shit in the past? And why didn't that shit work out for me? Right? And like really be honest with themselves about that and see where it's taking them now. Where are they at now? What's working now and why? What isn't working now and why, right? And how can you create the future that it is you're trying to create? And the best way to get there is by making the most of the present, right? And living in the now. I think it's actually an amazing opportunity, just to be honest. And when we think about, that kind of just being reborn, like we go through this over and over and over in our lives, these dark nights of the soul, right? Where, we get these opportunities to really self-reflect, to have introspection, to go within, right? And to look at the places that we're just not getting it done, right? Or the places where we're just not fulfilled. And this is a major time to start new things, to put you on a path to create that fulfillment in your life that you want. This is a big time for you to start new things that are going to bring that kind of love that you want, right? And to put you in a career, a job, that you want. And that's what it's truly all about. It's like, and I feel like people are going to be forced to kind of weigh, those kind of things. Like, I make more money here, but I'm happier here. And I feel like people are going to choose happiness, right? Or I have more stability in this relationship, but I have more love in this one. They're going to choose the love, right? They're going to choose the things that are truer to our nature as human beings, right? And for not every person will it be the same. Some people, that are stuck in the old mindset, clinging on to the old world, right, will continue to choose the external, the superficial, right? And they're going to continue to get those same results too, right? They're going to be unfulfilled. Their lives are going to feel mediocre, right? Mundane, right? They're going to continue to have that void, right? That gap in their life if they continue to be disingenuine to their soul, right? Their spirit and their true self. But those who choose, and it's really choosing yourself at the end of the day, right? And if you don't choose yourself, then how can you choose anyone else? If you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? And I feel like we're going to learn that the hard way if we have to, right? And a lot of us already have. That's what this whole astrological year has been doing, right? This is built up since back in March, guys. Like, you know, from the full moon in Aries to the new moon in Aries back in March. This shit, we've all been working on our manifestations, what we're trying to attract, trying to change and adjust and align. And it's like it's here now. Right, the endings that have to come they're here, they're at our doorstep, and it's like time to pull the trigger, right? Like put an end to what needs to be ended, like put a start to what you need to start, put the action in there, right? And get it in motion, because the time is now, right? And if you don't go with this now, you're going to be stuck, and you could be stuck for a while, because I feel like this eclipse cycle is like not going to truly end until sometime in 2023, or 2024. So this could be a long time out before you actually get out of this energy if you choose to stay stuck at this moment in time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you choose, to capitalize and to take control, of your power, your destiny, your life, right? By, utilizing the tools that you have and really nurturing yourself, the relationships, and choosing positivity, right? Choosing understanding, choosing wisdom. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Make sure to share this link, get it out there the way other people can see it. Subscribe, click the bell to get all the notifications, and keep in mind, we're viewer powered. If you enjoyed the video, donate, support, PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, or Facebook Messenger Pay. Also, join the Best Damn Fam, $33 a month. You can get our private, uncensored content. It's not on any of the public platforms. It's way out there, way different. Or you can book your own personal tarot reading, astrology report, or soul profile by texting 513-393-2396 or emailing therealbestdampodcast@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I will have a collective tarot reading for you guys coming up, as well as I'll be doing a live show and doing the mid-month tarot readings for all 12 signs, and many other astrology videos. So make sure to subscribe and tune in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.